Well, hello everybody, welcome back here to the ITS Tour live from Moortown. You are looking at the fourth tee here. We're doing a little bit of hole-in-one hunting here. We've never ever caught a hole-in-one live. Will we see it today? Not too bad an effort there. I'm delighted to say we are joined by ITS Tour co-founder, former European Tour star as well, Chris Hanson. He's blushing. He's blushing. Chris is with us. Chris, how are you?
Star.
Star.
Has been, mate. Has been. Great to be back. Great to see you, Phil.
It's great to see you too. Thanks for having us back as well. We had Adam Walker with us for the morning session a little bit earlier. That was great to see. A couple of players, 2 under par, Ben Chamberlain, Ashton Turner. Last time I had a glance at the leaderboard, going very well right at the sharp end. But here we are right now at the fourth. And it's been a bit of work down this end of Moortown, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not been here for a year or so now, and to hear about all the changes, what they had planned, then to come and see them. So the fourth hole, the green surrounds have totally changed. Where that pin is today, it looks quite a small little area. But then moving on to the fifth, they've kind of changed it to make it more of a risk and reward hole and try and entice players to actually go for the green now.
It's a great spot we've got down here as well. You're looking at the group of, I know Nick Marsh is in this group. Who else have we got here?
Yeah, this is Jonathan Thompson, Jigger, just teeing off now. And we've also got Tom North as well, who teed off first.
And 2 short, actually. One went off over to the left of the screen as you're looking at it right from the tee, didn't it? Is there a bunker just over there?
Yeah, it looks like that bunker swallowed up Nick Marsh's ball there. Tom North.
We'll just turn the camera to the right. Sorry to cut you off here, but we've got the group ahead, about to tee off here at 5.
Yeah, we've got Stuart McLaren here. He won our grand final in Scotland last year with some absolute quality scoring, and it's nice to see him coming down to play a few of our events again.
Par 4, 5th here, Moortown.
So he's gone with driver. I believe it's now 280 to get to the front edge. And there's a little ditch down there, there's bunkers down there, but it certainly is a reward hole if you can get it somewhere on that front edge. This is Alex Walker, a new player on the tour this year. Looks really good. It's a great line.
It makes a wonderful sound as it goes over our head here. Hannah Morrison also in this group as well. I understand the yardage difference, 16.85%.
Yep.
Is the difference there. That's what Adam told me. He said, he goes, Ian, you can round it up to 16.9 for broadcast purposes if you like. But no, we'd rather be accurate. That's how it all started, wasn't it, really, Chris? The equitable policy that you brought in. Really, you were the first sort of tour to have a mixed gender tournament on the same day. The event prize pot is equal across the board.
Yeah, it had been. I played that event, the mixed event in Jordan on the Challenge Tour, a while back, but we were the first ones to probably do it for a full season, and obviously with the 4th year running now. Obviously ladies have had the opportunity to play like the Rose series and things now, but the likes of Hannah Morrison, she's played a lot of our events over the last 3 years as an amateur, and now she's in the pro game, and hopefully it'll stand her in good stead.
Fantastic. We're going to watch her tee off, then bring the camera back to 4 here. What a morning's action we have had so far. A prize pot of £10,000. This really does matter. Now, this is the second year in a row. It was almost exactly a year ago, Chris, we were here for the Nielsen Masters on the RTS Tour. Are we going to see this as a bit of a early season regular?
Yeah, it's a great golf course. You know, it's a former Ryder Cup venue. It's great terrain. It's always pretty dry around here. It's certainly the top 3 courses in Yorkshire. It's certainly one of my favourites, and it always turns out a good field.
There we go, that's Hannah Morrison teeing off. Away she goes.
It's a little bit left with the old knee dip, looking for it.
You can tell, can't you? You can always tell from the action. Bring the camera back to 4 now, the par 3, 3rd.
This is I said on the range, this is the big guns group. Is this? Jonathan Thompson, people obviously know him as Jigger. His wife's wandering around somewhere. She's expecting in May, so
She's just off to the left, yeah.
it tends to stand you in good stead when you're all happy, ready for a baby, and you tend to play some good stuff. So
I'll tell you something, she's walked all the way down here. We got the buggy down. Good on her. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Nick Marsh in this group as well, and Nick's our 2023 Order of Merit champion. Don't think he finished outside of the money last year in any event, and I don't think he finished outside the top 10 in any Euro Pro event last year. So hopefully a big year for Nick, and hopefully he can progress onto the Challenge Tour and beyond.
He's always been Mr. Consistent, isn't he? As Mr. Marsh, there he is in the black top with the green and white sleeves.
Very much so, and he always does really well when his dad caddies for him. So, who knows?
I'll tell you something, don't they look the spit? I was thinking for a moment, I was like, has Nick dyed his hair grey or something? Absolute spit, aren't they?
No,
You've got the same stance.
So, Tom North here, this would be a pretty good 2 today on this hole. Tom turned pro this year. I've done a little bit of work with Tom myself. He's a pretty good, talented young player, and I think I've got high hopes for him to go and do well this year. Certainly working very hard at his game.
It is a great little spot. Just behind us I can see Hamza Rafiq walking, and Gaz Beadle's there too, and Torrin Matthews. I was speaking to Adam a little bit earlier. You've got a lot of players who have played from day one, haven't you? Torrin Matthews, Hamza Rafiq are 2 of them. Now, if you do have a question at any time, want to touch of us, please do comment below. We can see those comments. We do want to hear from you. If you want to ask the pros a question, or you've got a question for Chris, please do get in touch. We'll walk over and see if we can grab a quick word with Nick Marsh and just find out what his plans are for the year ahead. Nick, I'm very well. It's good to see you again. Do you know what? I've got to confess, you and your dad look the absolute spit of each other. I was over there thinking, is Nick Marsh dyed his hair grey? How was your winter?
Yeah, it was alright, mate. Yeah, wintered well and managed to get away a couple of times, and just be nice if it warmed up in the UK a bit more.
Well, it's not too bad today, is it?
Today,
It's not too bad.
yeah.
What's the plans for the year then for you, Nick?
Play mostly on the Clutch Pro Tour down south, yeah.
Good.
So that'll keep me busy.
It will, certainly. I'll let you crack on anyway. I'll get out your way. Thanks for talking to us. It's always a pleasure. We'll move out the way here. We are going to, we'll turn our attention back to the 4th actually, because we've got the group behind there just teeing off as well. I'll grab the book and tell you who it is coming through. So coming through now, your 11:50 tee time. Tom Murray, Oliver Sullivan, Jack Drew it. Just coming through now on this par 3 4th hole-in-one hunting. We've never ever caught a hole-in-one on camera live. Can you believe that? The amount of shots that we have filmed at par 3s and never ever caught. We've come close a few times, never quite managed to do it. A lot of live golf to bring you throughout the course of 2023. Just heard from Nick Marsh. He's going to be playing a lot on the Clutch Pro Tour. Oh, what a shot that is as well, by the way. Great birdie opportunity here for Moortown Golf Club. We've got some Clutch Pro Tour action this season, of course, ITS Tour as well, and delighted to say we're going to be bringing you the Trilby Tour. The Trilby Tour is back. You can watch it live and free with us live sport now. Make sure you hit subscribe on YouTube to catch up to date with all of that. If you do want to check out the leaderboard at any time as well, you can. There is a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you straight through to the live leaderboard for today's event on the ITS Tour. Gone close there, Chris. First shot here at 4. A cracking birdie opportunity here as well.
That's a
Never
great
caught,
looking
can you believe
shot.
we've never caught a hole in one live ever.
Just missed one, didn't you, at Northcliffe with Josh Fagan?
I think it was like 2 groups after we cut off the broadcast. Typical, isn't it? Right, we're looking at Nick Marsh now on the 2. Just heard from him. He'll be playing a lot of golf. He said down south though. Says he's going to play a lot of golf in the southern half of England.
Is it? Yeah, well, there's opportunities, isn't there? So
But it's warmer, Chris.
very, very much warmer, yeah. Yeah.
I have to say, it is a very nice, perfect weather today, isn't it? So still.
That's a good looking shot, I think. It's a really funny year for a lot of golfers this year, obviously with the Euro Pro finishing.
It caught a lot of people off guard, didn't it? Euro Pro going.
And just a lot of uncertainty. Like obviously the Clutch Tour have put on an amazing schedule, and they've got a couple of Challenge Tour cars up for grabs at the end of the year, and obviously invites throughout the season. And Tartan Tour schedule's fantastic. They play some great golf courses, and obviously they have one Challenge Tour card up for grabs. So there's 2 missing from last year. So I think players, playing in order of merit for the top 1
no
spot.
Jamaica Tour anymore.
No, or the top 2 spots. It's a big ask,
Yeah.
Top 5 it used to be, and that was a big ask. So to play a full season just for 2 cards is really challenging. And there's a lot of good players out there, isn't there?
I still can't get over how much Nick Marsh and his dad look alike. I mean, literally, they are an absolute mirror image of each other, aren't they?
I've never really noticed,
Have
but
you not?
I've not seen much of Nick's dad. He lives in Jordan.
Does he?
He runs a golf course in Jordan, and he got the last flight out of Jordan before he just said to me he got the last plane out, and as they were taking off on the runway, there was a plane next to them, which was on the news half an hour later, which was on fire.
Jeez, wow. Well, we're very glad to have him here. I have to say, safely at Moortown in Leeds.
So, who have we got? Tom Murray, Oliver Sullivan, and one more. Oh, and Jack Truitt.
Jack Truitt's here as well, yeah. I think this is Jack now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
I played with Jack at Worksop this year in the Winter Series Pro-Am. He's really solid.
Yeah.
Really solid. Knows his game really well. Hits this lovely little power fade. Puts really nice. Does everything really nice, to be fair. I think if he gets comfortable this year on here, I'm sure he'll have some really good finishes.
Must be quite nice for you and Adam being able to see the development of the players, because you started in 2020, so we're a few years into this now, and a lot of players have gone on to big things, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Yeah, I think like people keep saying to me, "Oh, are you playing or do you miss it and stuff?" And I do miss it, but like this is so rewarding as well. Like there's quite a few players who have gone on and had their first professional wins. I always remember Reece Sampson winning for the first time in his pro career. And like you say, people like Dan Brown to turn pro and have a few seasons playing Euro Pro and this and being super consistent, and then he's made the first 10 cuts on his European in his DP World Tour career. Just fantastic.
Came close to a win, didn't he? Actually came very close, I think, to picking up the big W.
Yeah, he's had a few. You can't say poor last rounds, level par last rounds, but on that level you drop down the leaderboard and he's hung on to top 10s, but has really been in the mix going into the last round.
It's a learning curve, one that he'll certainly learn from. Of course, Marcus Armitage is alumni as well from 2020 Pro Tour.
Yeah, and Dan Gavin's played our last Winter Series event and shot a modest 10 under to win that one. And I think what's so good about this tour is obviously, and all the mini tours, like it gives younger players or developing players, it gives them a chance to look ahead and think, right, well, that's a European Tour player, that's what score he shot. Like, can I do that? Or that's what I'm striving to do. How do I get there?
Go on, make it.
Oh, that would have been a great 3.
Oh.
I just said that to Adam as well. If I was 15, 16 as a junior, to be able to play in events like this with the likes of like Simon Dyson, with Jonathan Thompson, with experienced golfers who have played and won on various levels, it'd have been unbelievable. I was playing in Junior Opens within Huddersfield.
Well, we did have the conversation actually on the way down here, didn't we, about the route was very clear. Sort of, dare I say, when you were playing junior golf, Chris, but it's also quite limited as well because there was only a certain amount of places, wasn't there? There does seem to be more opportunities, and you have a junior event coming up this year as well, don't you?
Yeah. I've got a little golf attachment now. I do some coaching at Longley Park in Huddersfield, and the club have been amazing with me, and I've thrown a load of ideas at them, and they've said yes to everything. And we've got a junior open sponsored by Nordia Homes this year, and School Whiz, and we'll hopefully have a strong field and a lot of new golfers to the game as well. And it's a 9-hole golf course, but there'll be a 9-hole event for the total new starters, and then an 18-hole comp for the more experienced players, and hopefully it'll be a cracking occasion, especially with you guys there, for them to experience that as well.
It's actually on my birthday as well, would you believe?
Ah, look at that! I got you working on your birthday.
Start counting backwards when you get to my age. Oh.
That would have been a good 2 today.
That would, yeah.
Sometimes it feels so bad when you hit a good shot in and just don't take the reward.
We'll stay here at 4. We are hole in one hunted, trying to catch our first ever live hole in one. Never ever caught one in all the years we've been broadcasting live golf. And if you do have a question at any time, please do comment below. We can see them. If you've got a question for Chris or one of the players, put it in the comment section below. The best place to do it is probably Live Sport Now on YouTube. If you do it over there, we can show it on screen, but only if you keep it clean.
It looks like Mr. Walker has just got his clubs out of the car and he is stepping in. We have had a player turn up today thinking it was a Tour Experience event and entered off 10 handicap, and he's decided to not play. He's going to play he's entered all the Tour Experience events, but missed the entry on this one. So Adam is going to step in and play in that group now.
What a hero!
Just to not leave them in a 2-ball. So
he was.
We can heckle him on camera. That's fine.
Yeah. We'll follow him around a little bit later, so if we can.
Not sure who we've got in this par 3 group now. We've got William Nimmo, Liam O'Neill and Ben Rhodes.
Oh, Ben Rhodes is in this one.
Ben Rhodes in the bright yellow.
He's a former winner on this tour, isn't he, Ben?
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, he won somewhere. I think he shot a really low score somewhere. I think he shot 7 or 8 under somewhere. This is Liam O'Neill. Liam's actually been doing his own filming last few events.
Wow, okay.
He's an OnlyFans ambassador.
Is he?
Sponsored by OnlyFans now. They've gone into the sporting world.
Have they?
Thankfully he keeps his clothes on for our events.
Oh dear. So here he is, Ben Rhodes. You must touch on your relationship with iTS as well, because for those tuning in, we've obviously the handle is still 2020 Pro Tour on Facebook and bits and bobs, but it is now the ITS Tour powered by 2020 Pro Tour. How did that come about?
Yeah, it's massive for us this year. It's we've got a good relationship with them, and they're very keen.
Sorry, apologies. Bench has gone off just front edge of that bunker, I think, over left side of the screen, right from the tee. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, they're very keen golfers themselves, and they used to do a lot of corporate golf with their clients, and we just kind of got a relationship where they can bring clients to a lot of our Tour Experience events and programs now, and we'll entertain them, and hopefully it's a relationship what will flourish over the coming years, and it gives us opportunity to grow the tour and invest it in improving areas of our tour and creating some better opportunities for players.
Well, whilst players make their way down, we can actually cut across here, can't we? You have taken us to a very good location here, Chris, because there's action going on everywhere. We'll see a lot of shots coming on here. Is that Mr. Turner?
Mr. Turner, twice played in the Open Championship. He's possibly one of the longest hitters the ball I've played with. nothing to him, but can comfortably swing it at 130 miles an hour.
I'm pretty certain he's a winner on this tour as well.
Another win on this tour, yeah. I feel like he might have won at Worksop, off the top of my head. I remember shooting a really low score around there.
Well, we were there. I'm certain we were there, and we've done Worksop with you, so it could well be.
It's a very strong group, actually. You've got Andrew Wilson, currently playing on the DP World Tour.
Yeah.
Jordan Risdale has a category on the DP World Tour as well. And Ashton, I think Ashton started his PGA this year.
Yeah.
I think we'll see him in quite a few of our events, but that's a super strong group. I'd expect 3 people under par in that group there.
I had a chat with Ashton this morning, actually bumped into him in the toilets of all places that you do. We must talk about the field as well. It is a good, strong field, isn't it? We've got Ellie Gibbons, of course, she's playing as well. Simon Dyson, defending champion here today, he's in the field.
It is a strong field. I think obviously money attracts good players when they know there's going to be a decent pot.
Absolutely.
I think also obviously golf course as well. When you've got a strong golf course, especially beginning of the season when the weather's not been great, you know it's going to be in decent enough condition. And then it's obviously fair enough when the conditions are good. If conditions aren't great, then it obviously levels the playing field a little bit. So I think knowing you come into a dry golf course with a decent challenge, I think the good players think, you know what, it's right up my street, and probably makes the favourites a little bit more favourite sometimes.
Well, what is your score prediction then? What's going to get the job done? We've heard from Adam, he said 7 under. I think it was 4 under last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like the weather was maybe a bit tougher last year.
We had Threat of Thunder last year.
Yeah, I've gone for 6 under with Joe Dean was my prediction. But looking at the scoring as we speak, nobody started hot. Nobody's at the first hole's probably one of the best chances on the golf course.
Well, we saw Ben Chamberlain. I think he's leader at the minute. He actually birdied the first.
Yeah, he's 2 under through 6 now scoring. Tom Murray's also 2 under through 4 as well. So strong start there. Yeah. Tom's been playing DP World Tour this year.
Yeah. That was Ben Rhodes there, just getting himself out off the sand. He's got a great chance to get up and down here.
Good old tour favourite Ben Davis just birdied the first as well. It's great to see. So that group we just watched through there, Jordan Risdale was level through 5 and Drew Wilson was 1 under.
If you do want to check out the leaderboard, you can. There is a link in the body of this broadcast. Wherever you're watching, it will take you straight through directly to the live leaderboard for this event on the ITS Tour from Moortown.
So here we've got Liam O'Neill's 1 over after 3 holes. The second hole plays really strong. Third hole probably drive a wedge 9-9, but if you miss the fairway you're probably struggling to get on the green, so you can easily drop shots around here. Like you say, it's a proper test.
Well, like you said, courses like this attract the good players as well. Former Ryder Cup venue, it's a prestigious place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's they've obviously spent a lot of money on a lot of areas of the golf course, and the clubhouse. Very smart. I was just saying then before to our starter, John, you walk into the locker room and it still has that old feel to it. It still smells like an old locker room. But I like that, you know, it is one of the best golf courses in the area.
You go into the main bar area and it's, you know, modern.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's an updated but with a lot of tradition still there. Now this would be a good 2. Oh, again, just like Ollie Sullivan, it'll feel painful. You hit a good probably maybe 8-7 iron today. It's quite cold into the breeze to 10 feet max, and you walk away with par and it feels like anyone else's par then.
Well, the trees actually have stopped. There is a slight breeze that has just picked up. 10 minutes ago I was saying it was dead still, and it was, but the tops of the trees are moving now. I'm feeling a bit of a breeze, and at the end of the first broadcast actually it was sunny. Oh, Ben.
It's funny, isn't it? It's like for a lot of players it's the first event of the year. I spoke to Jordan Risdale, he's not played this year until now. And you've worked all winter trying to get your game in shape and you feel great, but until you get that scorecard in your hand, it doesn't really. You've got to get that result under your belt. You've got to get the butterflies going. You've got to stand on the first tee, and it's different. You know, I've been coaching a lot this winter, and on a range map, players are in a really good shape and they're hitting a lot of good shots, but you stand there when it means something and there's trees either side of a fairway, and all of a sudden it's very difficult again.
Yes, it certainly is. So I was going to chat with Ben, but I think he's a little bit. I think he's just a little bit frustrated with that one there. A bit of a opportunity gone to waste there. He had a chance to get up and down. Unfortunately, a bogey for him at the par 3 fourth here at Moortown. Next group coming through, is that?
Yeah, fascinating group. We've got David Holding, so a member at Moortown.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he fares on his home track. We've got Ellie Givens, obviously. She won the team event in the Aramco series. Yeah. So she's in good spirits, and
she's my tip to win actually today.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her. Yeah, it's I think it's a really good bet. And then you've got Josh Bristow. Josh came second in our elite amateur order merit last year. I know Josh quite well now, and he put some serious graft in. You know, he's a full-time job, but he's a dedicated amateur golfer, and he wants to get down to scratch, and he's well up for winning this order merit this year. So I think
that's what we like. That's what
it'll be fascinating to see how he goes.
I think your tip with Joe Dean's a good one as well. I caught up with him earlier, and we can hear from that a little bit later once this group have teed off. But he slightly different winter. I actually asked him a question. I said, how did your winter prep go? And he said, what prep? And I think sometimes it helps, doesn't it? He's taking a bit more of a relaxed attitude over winter, and sometimes it pays dividends. You can overthink golf, can't you?
Yeah, I don't think Joe will mind me saying this, but to be honest, he has seemed a lot smilier. I've seen Joe being a cross boy before, and he's. I know he's been working hard in the off season. So I know he's moved in with his girlfriend Emily, and you've got to start paying the bills for the winter when you
exactly
when you've got a mortgage to pay as well. So. Okay, so 2 solid shots in from those guys there. It's a tough one. You don't want to hit it too far past it. It's quite fast back down the hill, isn't it? It's probably quite easy to hit it where they've hit it. You miss it left in that trap, I think you've got 0 chance. I think Hannah Morrison got up and down, but she holed maybe a 15-footer for par.
That's Ellie Gibbons. So you can't see it on the camera here, but actually at the far end of the green here, there's almost a bit of a lump, almost like a car's buried under there, isn't there? So you don't want to be up there having to putt downhill and then off, breaking right to left. Ben Rose just teeing off to our right there. That's him. He doesn't look happy either with it.
I think
Did you
he's
catch
hit
the flight at all, Chris?
I think Ben's missed going for the green, just missed it on the right hand side, but it's quite a. I think we should walk back there. Should we go back to this tee and we'll have a look at the tee shot, what they're hitting?
Yeah.
Have a wander back. Let's have a look at the line.
Yeah, we'll take. We've got time now. Whilst we wait for the group to come through. So yes, let's get some pro insight from you, Chris.
Yeah. So the fifth, from what I gather, they tried to take this course a little bit back to how it was when it was 100 years ago, I guess. So they've taken a lot of trees out, a lot of gorse. I opened it up, you can see a lot more, but it still says 380 yards on the yardage post here. But it's certainly clearer. But I think to hit driver, you're taking it. You can't actually see the green. You're taking it over these trees, over these new bunkers. I know if you miss it right, there's a ditch. I don't see driver. Not from this tee. I thought it was going to be a little bit shorter.
Oh, I do. But that's just me.
I remember it being as kind of iron hybrid down to the right hand side, and you're only hitting a wedge on there. It just feels to me you're kind of hitting driver into a bit of no man's land. I think sometimes if you're patient around a golf course, there's plenty of chances out there.
Do you have time to be patient in a one-round tournament?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You know, I know you can never guarantee you're going to make birdies and things, but
we'll head back to the 4th green here because Ellie Gibbons is just making her way on now.
I always think you can pinpoint some holes where you know you're going to get better chances. And if you back yourself that you're always going to hit a few good shots, I'd like to think you're going to have 6 or 7 chances in a round if you're a full-time playing golfer. So,
what do you prefer, Chris? I asked Adam this. Do you prefer stroke play like this, or do you prefer a one-on-one match play scenario?
I'm all for 4-round stroke play. I've never been one for shootout 1 rounds like this, because I've never been one for shooting a lot of low scores, and I've always been one for shooting a few consistent, steady scores, really. So I think as much as we launched a one-day tour, it's not for me.
Fair enough. Appreciate the honesty. Just wasn't going to break
solid.
the left, was it? Good effort though.
Rock solid par there.
Of course, it's looking magnificent, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it? Like you're probably 5 miles from the centre of Leeds and not far from Harrogate, and it's a world-class course. Like I say, it's good terrain, lots of heather, lots of gorse.
I did notice on the drive in, it's our first time here for a while, for about a year, and there seems to be a new orbital road on the outside of Leeds, which is very convenient.
Around this area as well, though, you've got, well, this looks
Go
good.
on, make it, make it.
You've got Motown, you've got All Woodley,
Yeah.
I think for
Headingley.
me, Headingley, you've got Moralton, Sambo's even closer than any of them to here. Like, a lot of good golf courses within probably a 5-mile stretch. And going back maybe 20 years, Sambo was the place to be. You had Simon Dyson, you had Ben Mason, Ian Garber. There was just a lot of good players all around that golf club. Here we go.
Oh no. Not breaking, is it?
No, good try. I think after seeing Josh's miss on the right, he probably straightened it up a little bit.
Yeah, home it goes.
Solid. Okay, make some room for to tee off over our head again.
Yep. We're about to
See
tee
if
off at
these
5.
scores are updating. Seem to be stuck on the same score. There we go. Ashton Turner through 6, 1 under. Mick Marsh 1 under. Tom North 1 under. Tom Bird the first.
So we've got coming through next
I
at
think
4.
Ben Chamberlain actually started birdie, birdie, birdie.
Wow.
Par
Yeah.
bogey.
Well, we
Yeah.
saw his birdie at the first,
Second's
at
a
the
great
start of the
birdie.
day. Yeah, that's a confidence builder, isn't it? Right there. And
Some-
actually, he was the first player to take driver out at the first as well.
Oh, really?
Certainly went for it. Took the risk, and it's paid off so far.
Certainly, I used to. Some players would go birdie, birdie, birdie. Right, that's it. Today I'm shooting 59, and they just go full out attack, going for it. I don't think I ever did that. I was like birdie, birdie, birdie. Right, I've got a cushion. I'm all right. I'm safe. I might shoot under par today.
Is it unbelievable? I can't believe I've done like birdie, birdie,
Yeah,
birdie. So that's
I did
it.
that.
Just
At workshop in our event, I started birdie eagle, hold it from 100 yards, 300 through 2. Start laughing. There we go. Like, I probably should an alright score now today. Whereas, yeah, some people's mindsets are so different, and maybe I certainly wasn't probably as positive as some people would be on a golf course. That's maybe why shootouts didn't suit me quite as well.
that explains why you don't like the one days. Do you perhaps wish maybe you had a bit more?
100%.
A bit. How do I say it? sort of politely, almost like killer instinct, I suppose, of thinking I'm going to go for this. Like, just what happens, happens.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I think if you don't, I think the amount of times when I've probably started okay, not had that mindset, and then you're just not positive, are you? So you end up either hanging on, or you do fall back to the direction and shoot a worse score. Whereas I think sometimes if you just maybe done 6 months and gone, right, this 6 months, I'm just going to go for everything.
Yeah.
Par fives, going for it. If I can get there in 2, I'm going for it in 2. Whatever's going on around the greens, and the days it comes off, you do really well. And I think in golf, that's the thing, isn't it? You could win, especially in a big event. You could miss 5 cuts in a row and win, and you're better off than making the cut in 5 events.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
It's probably one of the really frustrating things about golf. You sometimes don't get rewarded for consistency. That's a great shot into 4
It was,
there.
wasn't it? Yeah. We just had a tee shot off to our right, just as that shot came in here at 4, so we'll stay at 4.
I think it was, I checked him in at the desk, it was Joshua Newell, a young lad, looked like he's from the Harrogate district. Does not like that one.
Oh, I can see why. That's an Ian Waterhouse shot, that.
Was it that good?
I wouldn't have got that far.
Pressure of the camera, Ian.
Pressure of the camera. We'll come around. Ellie's about to tee off here as well, so we'll capture that, and then we're going to hear from Joe Dean. We caught up with him a little bit earlier. Let's just watch this tee shot first. How's it going, Ellie? All right?
I can't tell if those 2 people on the right are short of the green or on it.
I think they're just short of it. There's a chap in blue. Don't know if you can see him.
If they were all on the green, I'd be fine. I could just hit, but I think they're all a little bit in the danger.
I think they're just spectators.
That guy, it says 2 in the blue. The others I'm
Yep.
fine. They wouldn't reach them, I don't think.
So I wouldn't reach them if they were stood there.
Hmm?
I wouldn't reach them if they were stood there. Hasn't been going so far, right? I think I'm joking. That's why I talk about it.
I'll probably hit it rubbish now. I've got it.
I'm sure you won't. So Ellie is just waiting. I think now they're moving on. And we're clear. Good one. There you go, Chris. She just said to me, shall I probably hit a bad one now? Nah. Not Eddie Gibbons. All right, here we are back again. And as we can see, we're going to see the second shot, aren't we? That went into the heather and gorse down there. does slope. I couldn't really see it from the other side, but it does slope quite severely down at the front, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a false front, isn't it? It is a tough pin to get to because it's so tight, that trap.
So it's still no hole in one caught on the camera live. We'll stick around for another group to see if we can get it. Still a lot to bring you throughout the course of the day. We're going to be with feature groups. We are actually going to follow Hamza Rafiq, Gaz Beadle and Torrin Matthews around. We're going to follow Simon Dyson's group a little bit later as well. He's the defending champion here at Moortown. Can he repeat last year's exploits with his yellow ball?
Yeah, well, he's certainly putting a little bit of practice, so I believe, and I saw on his Instagram this morning he was getting himself in shape for today, so we'll see how he fares.
When you say getting in shape, or just picture him doing pull-ups in his living room or something now. Or
I saw him in the gym doing his golf warm-up. I actually spent a bit of time with Simon. Me and Simon have been doing the coaching for the Huddersfield Halifax team this winter. We've got one next Sunday actually. It's been good to bounce some ideas off each other and put the team through some performance games and things, and he's got a lot of experience to give to those players.
it seems to be quite difficult to read this green here, doesn't it? Seeing it, they've been going arrow straight. I think players expecting it to break, but it's just not doing it.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of good chances, haven't we? When you start to see 3 or 4 missing, 5 missing from inside 10 feet, you know, something's a little bit tricky. But this young lad hit a great shot in here. I think, looking at the logo on his top, it is a Harrogate District jumper, so I presume he plays for the junior or the senior team.
I'm impressed you can tell what the logo is from it.
I did check him in the desk. I checked him in.
All right. You didn't have to tell me that. You could have just...
He's got it.
Oh,
there we
he
go.
has, hasn't he?
Great putt.
What's the young man's name? Could be one to look out for in the future.
Call him. I think it's Joshua Newell.
Joshua Newell, remember that name. You just never know who's going to make it, isn't it? Real joy. You could be seeing the Masters champion in 10 years and you just don't know it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's someone has to be that person, don't they?
Absolutely. We were talking about it earlier. Actually, it's been a good weekend for Yorkshiremen in sport, hasn't it? With Fitzpatrick taking the RBC Heritage on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, taking Spieth down in the playoffs. Spieth's been playing pretty nice, hasn't he, for a few months as well.
He's back, his Spieth, isn't he? He had his lull, but he's worked his way out of it over the last 18 months or so. Have you watched the new
that's a great up and down.
Netflix series, Chris? Did they not ask you to make an appearance?
No, I did watch it, to be fair. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of people have mixed reviews on it, really, but me as a golfer, I thought it was quite cool. I don't really know what people expected. There was a bit of golf, there was a bit of behind the scenes. It was pretty good. I was speaking to Adam, was talking. He has the same coach as Fitzpatrick, and he was saying how Matt struggled a little bit with the adapt. Since winning the US Open, he actually got more famous from the Netflix documentary.
Oh, really?
Than the US Open. So he said his fame or his extra kind of press and attentions come 8 months after the US Open.
He doesn't get enough attention, does he? Matt Fitzpatrick. I wrote an article about him in 2015 and it was entitled The Mondeo Man, and I meant it as a compliment.
Yeah.
And it's proved to be very true. A bit of goes under the radar unfairly, doesn't he?
But an absolute grafter from all I hear, and obviously a massive stat man. Knows every inch of his game and where he's got to, what he's got to do to improve, and leaves absolutely no stone unturned.
Absolutely right. Whilst we wait for this group to tee off, we've mentioned Joe Dean a few times already. I think it's about time we heard from him as well. We caught up with him as he came off the first this morning. I quizzed him about what he's going to be doing for this year and how well his winter preparation went. You can probably guess how it went. So here's what he had to say. Roll VT. It's good to see you again. It's been a while. How's your winter preparation been?
What preparation?
There you go. Not great then.
No, I took it easy. Just a bit of a change of plan. Still want to play golf and do it for a career long term, but yeah, just took a bit of a step back and a more of a easy approach, I always say, through this winter, and not piled as much pressure on, and a bit of an easier season this year. Just probably playing iTS Tour, 2020 Tour, and a few of the pro-ams and stuff, and then Tour School at the end of the year.
So I take it that's on purpose, because you never know. You often see sometimes when people just take the foot off the gas and just relax a little bit, the game really comes back to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, you could have thousands of players, and it could work for some and not work for others. So, I mean, it's always benefited me, but we'll see.
Best of luck, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're almost back. 5 seconds. Right, there you go. That was Joe Dean a little bit earlier. Remember, if you do have a question, please do comment below. We can see the questions, and if you do want to check out the live leaderboard, again, there's a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you straight through there. Actually, we've gone ultra modern in 2023 as well. We can even pop a QR code on the screen for you right now too. Get your phones out, scan that. Again, it will take you straight through to the leaderboard for the ITS Tour here at Moortown. Watch this group tee off, and then I think he's at Adam Rochester on the 4th.
Correct. Ben Davis and Alex Webb. I think Ben got off to a nice start as well. So
there we go. This is Adam Rochester now.
I spoke to Adam on registration. He said he was going to try and play a lot of these events this year. Said he played a few over the last few years, and he's starting to feel more and more comfortable, and just loves competing against better players. Great looking shot. That must have looked fantastic from where he was stood. Absolutely flagged it there, Adam, hasn't he?
He always seems to, when he knows when the camera's on him. I'm sure he does. Whenever the camera's on him, he seems to turn it on. Who else have we got in this group?
We got Alex Webb.
Yeah.
Coming across from Lancaster.
This is him now, I think, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
Ben's in the white top.
And Ben's left-handed as well, so a bit of a
Oh, there
giveaway.
we go then.
You've been away too long.
Oh, do you know what I was thinking about actually? Like, the last one we did with you was the Hazard Golf Classic last year.
Yeah.
September, I think, or something. So, and we were due to, of course, to do the Sunningdale foursomes. He doesn't look happy with this, and I can see why. It's gone well left of the screen, right from the tee.
Did you do any Sunningdale before it got snowed off?
I was there on day one. I did manage to sit down with Charlie Hull, Robert Rock, and a few of the players. Somebody you know very well, Oliver Caton, sat down with him as well. We mentioned the ITS Tour as well, his victory, of course.
Yeah,
at his home track, Crossland Heath. We talked about that. And then the rain came, and that was that.
Oh, here we go. So Ben Davis. Ben's going to be playing a full schedule, his first full pro season. He's one of the assistants at Rudding Park in Harrogate, so not far from here. Now he came for a practice round as well, so fully prepared. Looked straight down it off the bat.
It looked straight down
Held
the barrel.
finish as well. That's okay. Like a popular spot, isn't it? There, that front right corner, 25, 30 feet up the hill.
Right, there we go. Unfortunately, no hole-in-one here yet.
You do realise the odds for a hole-in-one are very slim. You talk about them like they come like London buses.
Yeah, but every shot that gets taken, I think law of averages suggest if we keep doing it, we will see one. We'll just retire, I think, when we get a hole-in-one. We are going to go to a short break. Chris, thank you so much for joining us for that little stint. Still so much more to bring you as well. Tee times run straight up to 3 o'clock today as well, so still a lot of golf to be played. We're going to be following some feature groups this afternoon as well, so do stay tuned throughout the course of the day. Let's get ourselves back to the clubhouse really for a
coffee time, get warm,
nice cup of coffee, and next time we're out on the course, I think we're going to catch up actually with Hamza Rafiq, Toro Matthews and Gaz Beadle. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.